This is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from Excel Basement. In this video, we will learn to create a calendar dimension table with Power Query and DAX, and we will compare that which is the easiest way to create a calendar dimension table. You definitely have a choice. Either you can go with the Power Query method, or if you are comfortable with DAX, so you can create in DAX. So let's get started. As a Power BI user, you know that when you have a data model and you create a star schema, so to control the data granularity, you have a table that is a one dimension table related to the calendar, where you can align that dimension table to a fact table so that you can use time intelligence DAX easily, and instead of creating all the calendar table within the fact table, you control the data granularity with that. So there are two methods primarily I will discuss in this video. One with how to create with the Power Query and what are those steps, and then with the DAX. So let's get started. First I will show you with the Power Query. So for doing that, I will go to the Home tab and I will click on Transform Data. So it will open a Power Query editor window here, right? And this is entirely blank. So the first step is to click on this Manage Parameters drop down menu. Here you will find a feature that is called New Parameter. So I will click on New Parameter. So it will open up a Manage Parameters window. First give a name. So let's give a start date, and so in the type we will select the date, and then in the value, so we need to start our calendar first date from 1st of January 2021, and I will press OK. So a parameter of the start date has been created. Again we will go to the same option, New Parameter, and this is the name of this parameter will be the end date, and the type will be date, and let's say we want to close this till 31st of December 2021. Okay, and I will press OK. So we have two parameters now, start date and the end date. Now we will right click here, and in this contextual menu, just hover your cursor on New Query, and here click on Blank Query. Now we will write M language code here, so equals to list dot dates. So we are using a code that is list dot dates. Remember that whatever you write in Power Query, it's a case sensitive language, so you need to consider that as well. So list dot dates, we want to create a list of the dates, that's why we are using this code. Bracket open. Now there are three parameters we need to fill here. The first one is start as date, so from where we want to start our date list. Okay, so here we will define a parameter which we have already created, which is the start date. Then count as number, so we need to define total number of days in which will be in our calendar. So definitely the logic will be the end date will be subtracted from start date, and we will add +1. So we will get count as number, which defines the total number of days which will be in our this calendar table, and then step as duration. So we want each day in our list, so it will be incremental of 1. Okay, so these are three parameters which we will fill now. So as start as date, we will just define start date, which we have already created as a parameter. Then count as number, so here we will put another code which is duration dot days, bracket open, so end date minus start date, bracket close, +1. Okay, and then step as duration, which is the last parameter or the argument you can say. So here we will use a code #duration, and then bracket open 1, 0, 0, 0, and then bracket close. Now what is this means by 1, 0, 0, 0? So if you can search this code here, so you can see that #duration. There are 4 again fields in this particular code. So the first is used for days as number, then hours as number, then minutes as number, and then seconds as number. So we want to create a list of dates where each date will be the incremental of 1. So we need to move 1 point every time, right? So that's why we have used 1, and then 0 0 0, because we don't want to move as in hours or minutes or seconds. We just want to move incremental of 1 by days only. Okay, so that's why we have used 1 here. Alright, so let's go back to this. So now you have a list here which is starting from the 1st of January 2021, and if I scroll down, or you can see at the top at the bottom left side, there are 365 items. This means that you have successfully generated a 1-year calendar here. So if I scroll down, so it shows you 31st of December 2021. If I remove this +1, so it will stop by 30th December 2021. So that's why I have used +1 here. Okay, so once you have created this, just press the enter key, and the next step is to convert this list to a table. So you have an option here, a button here, convert to table. So just click on that and select delimiter as none, show error as these options will go by default. Press OK. Now you have a column 1 which contains a list of dates of 1 year. You can change as well. If you want to modify the date or change the date, you can just go to the start date and type the date you want to start where and end where. So this will definitely change automatically. Okay, so once I have this particular dates column, I will just rename that as dates. And now what I can do is I can just make a duplicate of this particular column, and I can just transform that into different kind of format. So I will just right click on this particular column, duplicate column, and I will create 4 to 5 duplicate columns, or as my choice I want in my calendar table, right? So let's say these are 5 columns. Okay, so first column will define I will just right click on this second column, right click, transform, and let's say we need a name of the month. So we have transformed this as a name of the month. The second transform is month number. Then we want let's say year, so I will select year as well. Then I want quarters, so I will go to quarter and click on quarter. Now in the quarter you can see a list that is 1, because Jan, Feb, March consist of the first quarter, and then 4th, 5, 6, right, other quarters as well. So if you want something like Q1, Q2, so I will show you that how you're gonna do that. Let's transform another last column as well, day, which is this is giving basically the number of the day from the dates, right? So let me rename all those columns as well. So double click, month name, then we have month number. So now you can imagine how much time you want to spend in order to create a calendar dimension table through Power Query, but it's just one time. Once you have created that, you don't need to create again and again. You will just create a relationship with this dimension table to your actual fact table of 1 to 1 or 1 to many, as you like. Okay, then I will rename this as year, then this is the quarter, okay, and the last one is for the day numbers. Okay, now for example, if you don't want the full spelling of each of the month, you just want the first 3 alphabets, so what you can do is right click and split column and by number of characters. Okay, so we will see that once as far as left as possible, and we want just 3 number of characters, and I will press OK. So this, I will just remove this second column, and now we have all the month names in 3 alphabets, the same pattern as you can see here, right? So I will again rename that as month name. Alright, the next one is as you like, you don't want to see 1, 2, 3, 4 in quarter column, you want to see Q1, Q2, Q3. So what you can do is first you need to just change the format of this or the data type of this column, which is in text. Okay, Next step is that you will go to add column, create a custom column. So just click on custom column and name as QTD, and here in the inverted commas place first Q, which is a character we have placed into the inverted commas, and join that with an ampersand sign with a quarter column and press OK. So now you have Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, right? And what I will do is I will just remove this column now, right? So once you have all these calendar table is ready, what you will do is you can rename this query as well. So let's rename this as well as calendar 1. Okay, and once you are done with all the transformations, just close and apply. So now you can see here in the fields area there is a calendar 1 and we have certain columns here. We can preview this as well in the data screen. So now you can see here your calendar is ready. Here it is. So this is the one method. The another method is to use the DAX. So let me show you code first. Now this is the code. Let me explain it to you. This is very easy. The first calendar is basically the name of the table which we will create with the help of some DAX. So this is first is the name of the table, then equal sign to start the DAX. First DAX is the add columns. We want to add some multiple columns, so we have used this add columns. Then calendar. So the starting date we want in our calendar is from 1st of January 2000. You can change this as well. And the end date which we want is the 31st of December 2025. Okay. Then date as integer is the name of the header of the column which we will create, and in this particular column we are using the format DAX, and this format DAX is basically what it is doing is it is picking the date from the date column and converted into a year, month and date format, a specific format. Then again there is one more column. The next column header will be year, in which we are using the year DAX, and it will transform the date into a year format. Then another column which is of month number column, which is the header, and in this particular column we are using the format DAX, which is picking up the date column, and we are just extracting the month number from that. Again, so this pattern goes and goes, and we are creating each column, and within each column we are using some of the times we are using the format DAX to transform the date into our specified own formats. Okay, so this is the particular code. You can save at your easiness. I will just select this entire code, Control C for copy, and I will go to the Power BI, and here in the modeling tab click on new table and a formula bar will appear. So just Control V to paste this entire code and just press enter. And as soon as you press enter, you can see that a calendar table has been created with all the columns mentioned here, and we can preview this as well. It starts from 2000 till 2025, and we have each of the columns containing different transformation of date column as well here. So these are the two methods. The first one is from the Power Query, where you can create a calendar dimension table, or the second method was to use the DAX, which is very much easier. I hope you like this video. Thank you.